Hey everyone, it's me, Harry the Chatterbox. I am so glad that you are here. Of course, you know what we're here for. It's another Insecure review video. Well, we are almost at the end of this season 4. It's bittersweet for all of us. This is episode 9. The name of the episode was Lowkey Trying. And nobody was trying. Not even a little bit. Well, we'll get into it. We'll talk about it. As usual, I want you guys to subscribe if you are new here. Hey, girl. And if you are not new here, go ahead and like the video so I know that you're fucking with the content. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the review. Yeah. Okay, so this whole episode is about people trying. So we start out, Lawrence and Issa are trying to work it out. And they are, they're getting back together, no Taylor Swift. And it's going pretty good. They fucking and hanging out and fucking and hanging out and working together and encouraging each other. It's real, it's real black love going on. Now, mind y'all, I'm still Team Nathan, but I am glad that Issa's happy. So it is what it is. I can't go against that because Issa's my girl. But just know, if Lawrence fuck up, I want Issa to fuck Nathan. Just know that. Like, I want her to go to him for, some type of, support. And then she end up fucking him. And then, they go together. I'm real raggedy, but it's okay. Anyway, so they're working out. They're trying to make their things work and all of that. Issa gets a text message from Nathan asking about his move because he's moving out of Andrew's place. And so Issa, makes it very clear to Lawrence. She's like, hey, we're, just friends. He's asked me to help him move. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's not, there was an awkward kind of moment stint, but they end up, getting over it with a little bit of sex. And quite frankly, girl, if you can't get over it with a little bit of dick, what can you do? So, but of course, moving forward, Issa always does mental gymnastics when she thinks something is awkward. So, she needs a little bit of that. She calls Kelly. Kelly doesn't answer. She calls her brother. Her brother is, no help whatsoever. So, of course, her last option is to call Molly. And she really misses Molly. The reason I don't like this is because Issa was so adamant about not fucking with Molly. And then she breaks down and ends up extending an olive branch. And quite frankly, I was like, no, fuck that. It should have been Molly. Molly should have been the one that missed her friend. And she should have hit up Issa. But it's okay. Because Issa's actually, a kind person and cares about people. So it is what it is. So fast forward, we see Molly is at this therapy session. Thank God she's going back to therapy. And she's telling, she's talking to the therapist about all of the shit that she's been going on and all the relationship stuff that she's dealing with. And about her dad, to Andrew, to Issa. And a common denominator that the therapist basically points out is basically that, bitch, you got a lot of rights and you want to be right, but you're not in none of these relationships. So do you want to be right or do you want to have these relationships? Do you want to work to actually make these relationships work, or do you just want to be right and have nothing? So, and we find out she didn't want nothing, at least with Issa anyway. But we'll get to that point. So she's like, well, Issa's my best friend. And basically, the therapist says, if you want to make this work with Issa, you're going to have to do the work. Period. And of course, then at the end of the therapy session, Issa breaks down and calls Molly and invites her to brunch. Now, when they go to this brunch, nothing ever really gets solved. They don't really talk about anything. It's very superficial. And Molly even says this when she goes back to Andrew's house. And Andrew's like, well, did you talk to Issa about what's happening? Did you even try to bring it up? And she's like, well, I don't even think she wanted to bring it up. And, you know, da-da-da-da. And he's like, well, why didn't you try to bring it up? Because you have all these grievances, but you're not voicing them. So at what point do you say what the fuck you need to say, girl? You don't? Oh, okay. So... you know, here we are. Nothing is accomplished. And, you know, you're still mad, girl. You're still mad. So Issa, on the other hand, is a little bit more optimistic just because she's happy to have spoken to her friend because she misses Molly and she really wanted her back around. Which, once again, what we're saying about these people. Because Molly's trash. She just is. And, you know, fast forward, we go to Nathan's house. Issa goes to Nathan's house and she finally realizes that she needs to tell Nathan about her and Lawrence. And she does. She tells him, you know, we're getting back together and we're trying this again. And of course, granted, which was expected, you know, Nathan got a little irritated because he really likes Issa. He really cares about her and he really likes her. So I wasn't expecting him not take it a little hard. And you know, he kind of comes to Lawrence and Issa's like, well, no, nigga, because you disappeared, so let's not do that. And we finally find out that Nathan disappeared because he found out that he got diagnosed as bipolar. And, you know, it all comes full circle from the last season. And, you know, Issa's a little, you know, she's a little heartbroken and, you know, she feels bad. But they ultimately decide that they were and they are good friends and they're going to remain that way. So, you know, I'm glad that Nathan's still around. You know, it's cool, it's cute, whatever. I'm still rooting for Team Nathan. Don't get it twisted over here. Lawrence is cool, but Nathan's just so much cuter. Anyway, so Nathan and Issa end up having to go back to Andrew's house. So they go back to Andrew's house to get some more of Nathan's things. Molly is there. She's bought a whole bunch of takeout. Molly and Andrew end up getting into a debate about her being around Andrew's brother because he's invited them to a basketball game and she decides she doesn't want to go. And so, you know, Nathan has to like kind of cover for her and she's like, well, I didn't ask you to lie. And he was like, well, you're just not gonna hang out with my brother and we're dating? That doesn't make sense, girl. Because even if you don't fuck with him, like, you could at least be cordial. Like, make it make sense. You can't be a part of this man's life and not expect him to like have his brother around at some point. So they're having this discussion. Nathan and Issa walk in and, you know, it kind of halts. Of course, there's this awkward moment. Issa makes it extremely awkward when they ask him to stay for dinner. And she's like, no, we ate. But no, I'm actually really hungry. Da-da-da-da. And, you know, we fast forward. They end up staying for dinner. And then they end up playing this game that Issa and Molly used to play back in their college days. Molly doesn't really want to play at first, but they end up playing anyway. And Molly thought she was texting Andrew, ends up texting Issa, and it was actually, you know, she basically in the text she said, oh, see, you know, I'm trying with her. Of course, Issa gets the text. She's like, oh, bitch, this wasn't for me. Text back. And Molly's like, oh, shit, I fucked up. Issa's exit stage is left. Molly, you know, follows after her to go get her. And basically, they finally have the conversation that they should have fucking had at the motherfucking diner when they went to brunch. So, you know, Issa says, let's talk about the block party. Molly's like, well, this is more than the block party. We were off for months. And Issa was like, yes, bitch. Like, duh, the fuck. That's why I reached out. That's why I wanted to talk. But you acted like you didn't want to fucking talk. Now, mind you, Issa didn't say anything either. Neither did Molly. So they're both at fault for not bringing up the situation when they really both should have. Once again, misinterpreting things or not bringing up things because one or the other didn't do it. When they both have their grievances and they both have things that they want to talk about. So they honestly both should have just kept it 100. But they didn't. And Molly basically... Now, Molly did all this shit talking about, oh, Issa's my best friend, and I just need her in my life, and I love her, and da-da-da-da, and I just want this to work. But then when she's confronted with the situation, she cops out. She cops out and low-key uses the therapist, what the therapist told her, oh, well, it does make sure that the relationship still serves you. But you did all of that talking about how you wanted to make this shit work. And then you didn't make it work when Issa literally said, I can't be the only one that wants to make this shit work. AKA, bitch, you never wanted this shit to work. You wanted to get rid of Issa. Because you're a trash-ass friend. And that's the fuck I was talking about with y'all. Y'all be, Molly. Y'all be caping for Molly and shit. That bitch is whack as fuck to me. But anyway, so she, she basically told Issa, well, maybe who I am and who you are now are just, two different people, and we don't mesh anymore. We don't click anymore. I can't remember exactly what the fuck she said. But basically, bitch, maybe we just shouldn't be friends no more. Is what the gist of what the fuck she said. Is what the fuck she said. Because she's a whack-ass bitch. And rather than saying all that shit she said to the therapist about Issa and how she wanted the shit to work, she copped out. Because she didn't want to have a hard conversation. And she didn't want to be fucking wrong. But anyway, that's just me. If you can't tell your friends you wrong, girl, you don't need no friends. How about that? Because y'all are trash. So, Issa, of course, is visibly hurt. And she's like, okay. And then Molly is fucking surprised that Issa just said, okay. And it's like, bitch, you just told me you didn't want to work on this relationship in so many words. And then I'm just supposed to say, oh, well, no, let's work it out. Let's beg. Like, bitches are not about to be begging you for shit, bitch. Like, it's not that. It's not it. We're not going to be, like, ain't no begging in 2020. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. You don't want this relationship, girl. You ain't got to have it. You can kiss my ass. And that's just it. That's on period. So, I didn't see it from Molly. She's kind of trash to me because she copped out when she could have, made the shit work. But she didn't want it to. And that's why she did what she did. She said what she said. So, they, Issa gets on her lift and goes the fuck home. So, now here we are. And I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. But the next episode is the last episode of the season. So, let's hope something happens. Let's hope something shake. Hopefully, her and, Issa and Molly can have another conversation. I quite frankly don't think they will. Actually, I feel like all of them are going to get together at some point, and then we'll really have a real conversation. And when I say all of them, I mean Tiffany, Molly, Kelly, and Issa will get together and have a conversation. Who knows what happened with this season finale. Also, Lawrence might be moving to San Francisco, so that could happen. That could be a thing. I don't know yet. We don't know what's happening with that, if he's going to get that job. But if so, Issa and Lawrence's budding new reconnection might be put on halt, or they might be going into a long distance relationship, and then we might be talking about a whole nother, situation for season 5, because now long distance relationships, that's a topic, okay, girl? That's something to, place, a season around, because, girl, okay, now you trying to talk about something I've lived, a long distance relationship, girl, woo! Anyway. So that is all I have for episode 9. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will Issa and Molly finally reconcile? Will Lawrence and Issa get into a long distance relationship? Or will they just kind of, go their separate ways and they just reconnected? Like, how you think that's gonna play out? Let me know. Let me know something. Tell me something good. Anyway, I thank you guys so much for tuning in, because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you decided to watch me. Bye!